The man fell into a hole. The firefighter had just secured the rope for him.
Malani, what's your status?
I'm working on it, but he's a little mouthy.
Just now, the man was playing golf on the rooftop, but suddenly, white smoke started coming out of the golf machine. He bent down to check it, then the ground started shaking. He held onto the statue tightly, but didn't expect a big fire to suddenly shoot up from below, melting the statue and pulling him down with it. When the firefighter arrived, the temperature in the hole was already 200 degrees Celsius. The firefighters quickly went down to rescue him, but because of the heat, the man's skin had already stuck to the statue. If they didn't get him out soon, he would have turned into a melted ice cream. So... even though the man lost some skin, at least he saved his life. But why was there a volcano on the roof? The man's head was stabbed by an ice skate, yet he was still comforting his child.
Just be strong and do what they say, boy, okay?
Okay.
The firefighter told the child not to move, and waited for the count of 1, 2, 3. Before removing the foot, the firefighter cut the laces, and carefully pulled the child's foot out of the skate. The shoe was successfully removed. The firefighter then told the onlookers to get a towel. The father told his son to go help. As soon as the son walked away, the father...
Am I gonna die? I don't wanna die.
It turned out the father had been pretending to be strong in front of his son, but inside, he was terrified. The firefighter could only reassure him they would save him. After securing the man's head and the skate, the firefighter quickly rushed him to the hospital.
Can someone help us?
Up here!
Oh my god.
Their handcuffs got stuck, so they had no choice but go the fire department. Before they can even get their cloth on, the boy quickly asks the firefighters not to call their parents.
My dad's a cop. These are his. He'll kill me if he finds out I was using them for homework.
Firefighters just want to tease them, saying that if they need to amputation, they'll have to tell their parents. But the girl suddenly has a seizure from all the stress before, collapsing to the floor. The firefighters start giving her first aid.
Did she take any meds?
I don't know.
Did you know her parents' phone number?
Unfortunately, no.
Do you know her name?
Of course I know her name. I love her.
On the way in the ambulance, one of the firefighters realizes about why the girl not want to tell her boyfriends about her illnesses.
Because you don't want him to think there's anything wrong with you?
The girl finally admits it. The boy looks at her gently and says,
Dara, baby, you can tell me anything. A medical condition is not embarrassing. The athlete's foot I've been hiding from you is embarrassing. I love you. Don't ever do that to me again, okay?
The foam gradually covers the unconscious man. He could barely breathe. Just moments ago, the man helped with his sister's house renovations, trying to spray a layer of soundproofing foam on the house. Due to lack of experience, man ignores high voltage alert on machine. In the chaos, he accidentally trips over the hose, falls into a coma. The machine's constant spray of foam covered the man. The firefighters couldn't find him, because the foam is insulated and soundproof. They had to use tools to poke at the ceiling, trying to find where he is.
Vincent! Vincent!
They finally locate him. To get him out, they decide to cut a piece of the ceiling. They remove the wooden boards, finally see the man trapped in the foam. He's quickly lifted onto a stretcher to hospital. Mother suddenly faints. The boy immediately starts chest compressions on his mom, but what should he do now? Just a moment ago, his mom suddenly felt like she couldn't breathe.
Give me a glass of water.
The boy quickly calls 911 and tells them his name and address.
Mom, please. Mom, you have to wake up.
Following the operator's instructions, he first lays his mom flat on her back. Then he begins chest compressions, but accidentally breaks one of her ribs.
I didn't mean to.
You just need to keep going.
The boy keeps pressing on until the firefighters arrive. They ask the boy to step outside, then begin rescuing his mom. It turns out that when a heart attack happens, even if ribs are broken, you can't stop. After all, a rib is easier to fix than a life. The boy stands outside, too scared to speak, until the firefighters finally get his mom's heartbeat back.
I hurt her. I didn't mean to.
You did everything right. I think you probably saved her life.
What a brave boy. Handsome firefighter is fighting the fire. Suddenly, the man was suddenly flung out. The people below were stunned. Thankfully, the safety rope caught the unconscious firefighter, preventing him from falling. Seeing his bro's life hanging by a thread, the muscular firefighter rushed to save him, but by this time, the handsome firefighter had already passed out.
Fuck! Can you hear me?
He had no choice but to slowly lower the rope, and first bring Buck down. After 12:34 minutes, the handsome firefighter was placed on a rescue stretcher. He had no pulse. His heart had completely stopped. Jim had to perform CPR on him, but Buck still showed no signs of waking up. They had no choice but to urgently transport Buck to the hospital. A terrible car accident occurs. After firefighters pry open the door, one of them suddenly feels the umbilical cord.
Could the baby have been ejected?
The pregnant woman was about to give birth, but on her way to the hospital, the crash happened. The force of the impact triggered her labor. She delivered the baby inside the car. The woman is on the outboard side. She is quickly lifted out after firemen unload the door, but the baby's location is difficult to determine.
You've got 2, maybe 3 minutes before the baby's brain dead.
As the mother is lifted out, the umbilical cord is exposed.
Listen up, Cap. That's the main blood supply.
The captain crawls underneath the car, while another firefighter uses tools to lift the vehicle slightly. At last, he feels the baby's tiny foot, pulls the baby out and holds him. Several firefighters quickly cut the umbilical cord.
I can't tell if he's breathing, but he's not crying.
Finally, the baby lets out his first cry.
Welcome to the world, kid.
The firefighters place the baby in the mother's arms, and mother and child are finally reunited. A woman stands on a billboard. When the firefighters bring in the inflatable mat, she pulls out a weapon and pops it. She didn't even spare the firefighters. It wasn't until her husband showed up that she finally put the weapon down. What happened to her?
I've been a mother for 18 years. And now that Zach's gone, I don't remember who I was before that.
Turns out, ever since they had a child, they hadn't been close. They went from lovers to family, but didn't know how to go back. At that moment, her husband played the music they first listened to together. It turns out he never forgot the girl who drank 9 bottles of beer at the music festival. Even though she wasn't as young anymore, his love for her hadn't changed one bit.
I see the girl I love!
They made up like nothing ever happened, but the wife still had to face prison time. Do you remember who you used to be? Thank you for watching till the end. Creating videos isn't easy. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to give us a super thanks. We'll work hard to bring you more interesting videos.